Hi guys, so I've had a lot of requests on what equipment I use to film me riding. I recently ordered a Pivo, which is an American company that's shipped from China, and it's been the best thing I've bought. So when you first open the box, this is what it looks like. It's just like a little pod. That's literally it. So that's the Pivo. It's got 3 little stabilisation legs at the bottom. So if you really wanted to, you could just sit it on top of a jump block. And then obviously in this part here, you would place your phone. For me, I prefer to set it up on my tripod, just because it gives me a little bit of extra height, so that the videos aren't taken low down to the ground. The rest of the box, you take out this little bit here, and you have the remote control, the charging cable, and a manual. Now, of the manual, it gives you basic on how to set it up. This, when you open it, this is the little remote that comes with it. It's just a basic remote. Like I said, all the instructions on how to use the remote are in the manual. And then, like I say, in here is just the charging cable that you just need to plug in to a USB, and it charges up the Pivo. Now, when I first plugged my Pivo in to charge up, it didn't quite take a whole hour for it to fully charge. It took about 5 or 10 minutes. They do say, however, though, when it has fully drained and it's completely flat, it does take about an hour for it to fully recharge again, which isn't actually a very long period of time, considering that when it is fully charged, it gives you up to about 10 hours of battery life. Okay, so as you can see, the little charging port for the cable is in the back here. You just need to plug in that to the back of it. And as you can see, it will light up red. What happens is once it's fully charged, that light will disappear and go off, and then you know that it's fully charged. So whilst your Pivo is charging up, at that point you could be downloading the Pivo app to your phone. You can either get that through the Android market or the Apple market, depending on which device that you have. Once you have downloaded the app, all you'll need to do is open that up, and you will be greeted with a screen that says connect your Pivo. At this point, you would need to make sure that both your Bluetooth is switched on your phone, as it does connect through Bluetooth to your Pivo pod. And you'd also need to make sure that your Pivo is switched on as well. Once both of those are switched on, if you just click connect Pivo through the app, and once that's all connected, it's all ready to go. From here, it will automatically open the front-facing camera and will lock onto your face and track your face. I like to use the back camera, however, because it is a high-quality camera, so will provide better footage. From here, you can swipe down and it will open up the menu. You want to make sure that you've selected auto tracking, that you're at the centre of the screen, that it's fast, and you can also turn on the predictive following and the tracking exposure. Once the smart tracking is selected, it will give you 3 options of face, body and horse. If you're a horse rider like me, you want to select horse at this point so that it will lock on to your horse. As you can see, even though me and the dog are in the image, it will still lock on to the horse and will follow the horse as it moves around. When it comes down to riding, I would normally place my horse at either B or E. Zoom in just a little bit, just so that you can still see the whole horse in the image, but not enough to cut your head or their legs off. With this, it just means that when you're at A or C, because the camera is zoomed in just that little bit more, it has got more chance of being able to track you, because you're not so far away. By doing it this way as well, I also find that it allows you to make sure that it is actually tracking you, without having to get on and off if for any reason it has stopped following you. At this point, once you're on board, you just need to ride around as you would normally. I normally score for about half an hour, and for the whole half an hour, it doesn't have any trouble keeping track of you. I'd say 96% of the time, it does keep track of you. On the odd occasion, it can potentially lose you if, for example, you were to pass a dark corner and it's unable to pick you out from the background. I would highly recommend wearing a very brightly coloured saddlecloth, or some people have recommended wearing some white boots, just so that you are a different colour and contrast to the background. I also find at this point in time it is best to have the Pivo set up at X, and that way there is an equal distance around the Pivo so that it is able to track you better. At this moment in time, the video does not automatically zoom in and out as you ride around. However, this is currently something that they are working on. And with that, I believe it would allow it to track you even better, because by zooming you in or out, it would keep you within the 10% range that they recommend that you take up on the screen. For anyone out there as well who wants to use this for things like online dressage, the automatic zoom will then potentially allow you to have the camera set up at C or A or wherever you want it, rather than at X, so that you can record a dressage test. Another feature that they're also working on at the moment is the ability for you to hold a Zoom call, for example, whilst you are recording and using your Pivo, which essentially would then allow you to have an instructor teach you a lesson whilst you are riding. These are things, however, that they are only just currently developing, but once they are ready for release, all you'll need to do is update the app on your phone and you'll be able to get those features. There are no having to upgrade the device, buy the better one, for example, to be able to use those features. All you'll need to do, as I say, is just update the app. So that's the basics of the things that come with the Pivo when you've bought it, and how best to set it up to track you whilst you are riding. If you have any other queries in relation to the Pivo, any more queries on how best to set it up, or any tips and tricks that I may have for you that will help you when it comes to videoing with your Pivo, please feel free to inbox me and I will answer any questions that you may have the best I can. For now, it's goodbye from me, and we'll see you all soon. Bye!